Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to take you through what seems to be very daunting for most people, and it's the classic black smoky eye. So if you're interested to see how I created this look, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Now the first thing you want to do is use an eyeshadow primer. If you don't have one, you can use a concealer that is at least 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin tone. I'm using the Revlon Candid Concealer, and as you can see, I'm just applying it all over my eyelid before blending it out. Now after blending out your concealer, you want to go in with a setting powder. I'm using the Laura Mercier setting powder. Just picking up some product and then dusting it off the brush and then gently dabbing it all over my eyelid. Now this is going to help to set that concealer into place so that you don't experience any creasing. It will also allow for the eyeshadow to set onto your eyelid without any smudging. Now before you apply on the eyeshadow, placement is very important. So as you can see, I'm showing you here that this is where my crease is, and this is where you want to avoid putting any of that black eyeshadow. Instead, you want to move your brush slightly lower than your crease, and this is where you want your black eyeshadow to end. So we're going to be putting on our eyeshadow in a half circle kind of shape and avoiding the crease at all times. Now you want to use a small flat eyeshadow brush like this, and I'm going into my Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm using the shade Abyss. This is a dark black shade. Don't forget to dust your brush off before applying your shadow to your eyelid. Now black eyeshadow can be very harsh and can get messy very quickly. So you want to apply the eyeshadow as close to the lash line as possible and gradually work your way to the top of your lid. Now you can continue to pick up more shadow as you go along, but as you can see the technique that I'm using, I'm applying the shadow onto the same area that I started and gradually, very slowly lifting that brush up. And you can see the shape I'm taking is a half circle shade. Again, just picking up shadow, slowly continuing on that same section and just slowly picking that brush up. Now this is going to be very tedious. It's going to take you some time, but I promise that if you do it this way and just take your time and work that brush slowly up that lid, you will not have any mess on your eyelid. Now you will notice that I'm being very careful towards the inner corner of my lid as well as the outer corner of my lid. Now even though I've tried to create that perfect half circle on my lid, ensuring that the shadow is away from the crease as mentioned earlier in this video, but at the same time you want to be very careful on the inner corner of your lid and the outer corner of your lid, ensuring that the shadow stays within the lid and you don't put any shadow too much to the outer corner along as too much of eyeshadow on the inner corner. Keep it within the lid and we will blend it out eventually. Now I'm going in with a small angled brush, and this is just to get some precision going on the inner corner of my eyelid. So as you can see, I'm just lining it according to the same shape, just applying very little shadow to the inner corner, but still ensuring that it is within the line of the half circle that I've created and not trying to go above that. So it is still keeping with the same line as you can see. And now I'm going in with a small fluffy blending brush. This is going to allow me to soften the edges of the eyeshadow that I've just applied. Placement or holding your brush is very important. You want to hold it at the end of the brush as opposed to closer to the bristles. The reason for this is so that you're going to have a soft, gentle hand when you are trying to blend out your eyeshadow. Now, as you can see, I'm applying the brush on the edges of the eyeshadow that I've applied, and I'm just using very soft, gentle, circular motions, and I'm just softening out this eyeshadow. I'm not taking my brush upwards. I'm not applying any eyeshadow onto the brush. I'm just gently, in circular motions, just softening that eyeshadow from one end to the other end on that line. Now, once your line has softened up and you can see that you've blended it out quite nicely, there are no more harsh lines. You can now move on to eyeshadow of a different shade. Using a fluffy small brush, you can use the same fluffy brush that you used. Just ensure to sanitize it and take off any of that black eyeshadow from it. I'm going in with my Tarte Cosmetics palette and using the shade Leader. Again, dusting off product before I apply my brush onto my lid. And now this time I'm just focusing on the edge of that line. As you can see, I'm not going into my crease just yet. I'm just focusing on that line and working that shadow onto that line along the eyeshadow that I have created. Now this is also another tedious part, so you're going to constantly pick up product, dust off product, and just continue to blend until you get the desired effect that you are looking for. Now you will notice that even though I started blending just below my crease line, the blend has softened up so beautifully and it has actually reached the top of my crease line. Now this is the desired effect you want to achieve. Now I'm going in with another blending brush that is slightly bigger than the first blending brush. I'm going in with the shade Rebel. It is slightly lighter than the shade that I used previously. And again, I'm just going in with very soft, gentle strokes in circular motion and just picking up product as I go along and just blending that now on my crease. I like to take what's left on the brush and just blend it upward and outward at the outer corner. This gives it a nice lifting effect. And again, you just want to keep picking up product, dusting that product off your brush and just blending it in circular motions on your crease. This is just going to blend out beautifully and give you the desired look that you want to achieve out of this blend. And now I'm going back in with that black eyeshadow and I'm just applying that on my lid. Just focusing on the lid just to intensify the black shadow. And now I'm using a small smudge brush because whatever you do on the top of your eyelid, you need to do to the bottom as well. So I'm just picking up that black eyeshadow and just stamping it onto the bottom lash line. I'm trying to be very gentle so that there is no fallout. Again, with any eyeshadow that you pick up, remember to dust the product off. And as you can see, I'm gently and slowly just stamping this product on to the bottom lash line. Now I'm taking a small oval smudge brush and I'm just smudging out that black eyeshadow on my bottom lash line because again, what we did on the top, we need to do the same on the bottom. And again, black eyeshadow can be so harsh, so we want to ensure that we soften it out. And now I'm going back in with my fluffy blending brush, picking up some brown eyeshadow and just gently blending that bottom lash line because again, we just want to soften that bottom lash line so that it blends out beautifully. And now going back in with my smudge brush and picking up the shade Funny Girl. This is a more gold shimmery shade and I'm using it to highlight areas on my eye. That's the inner corner and the brow bone. And finally ending off with some mascara. And this is the final look, and now you too can achieve the classic black smoky eye in these simple steps. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I've made it as beginner friendly as possible for you, and if you have, then please do give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and until my next one, take care and God bless. Bye.